Good morning, English 1101 students. Welcome to week 14 of the semester. I hope you had a very enjoyable and very relaxing spring break. Hope you got away for a little while, maybe went to the beach or maybe went up into the mountains or, spent some time with family or whatever it is you wanted to do. Now we've got one last paper to write. It's not going to be nearly as intensive as the research paper was. The research paper was the hardest one by far. This one, you get to enjoy this week as well because all you have to do for my class is actually watch a movie. Now, I put it up to a vote by a rather large margin. Forrest Gump won the vote, so we will be watching Forrest Gump this week, and you will be writing a paper on it. The instructions to the Forrest Gump paper are actually in the film paper module. So if you go in there, you can print them up. They're already in there with the timeline and everything. The timelines, the due dates, and the instructions. Now, one thing I want you to be cautioning you about, that Dropbox will shut down very quickly on the 27th. So make sure you get that paper in before then, because I'm not going to accept late papers because that'll be the end of the semester. Your final exam, if you have to take it, remember, any student that has an A in this class is exempt from the final exam. And you'll know whether you have a good shot of that or not when you look at your research paper grades, which are posted. And my comments, you can look at my comments the same way you've always been able to look at my comments to see how I arrived at your grade. So, take a look at that. Shoot for an A if you can. If your overall average is around an A or maybe a high B, shoot for that. But the Forrest Gump paper goes like this. This week you're going to watch the movie. Now, it's real easy. If you have Netflix, it's already streaming. Go in there and watch it on Netflix. If you don't have Netflix, maybe you can rent it from something like Amazon, their little movie rental thing. I don't know that YouTube has a whole movie, and I'm not sure it'd be a good quality if they did anyway. So what I would do if I were you is I'd go ahead and do one of those trial subscriptions to Netflix. They'll give you 30 free days. You can go ahead and sign up for it. But remember, if you don't want to pay for it, then you have to, as soon as this paper's over with, shut down your Netflix subscription. Although I personally like Netflix. I think that everybody, I've actually shut off my cable and I've got Netflix now. So, if you have the Netflix, go ahead and watch Forrest Gump on that. You can do it at your own leisure. You don't have to sit through one sitting. My regular class, they're watching Good Will Hunting. They don't have to sit through it all at once because they can't, because the class periods aren't long enough for that. So watch Forrest Gump this week, and while you do that, have these questions in front of you. There are 4 of them. They are located right here. One of these 4. Pick one of these 4 questions. So as you go through it, look at perhaps how Forrest Gump's a story about an ordinary person overcoming any obstacles that's thrown at him. Take a look at how his pure true love for Jenny helps him, how Forrest's true love for Jenny helps him get through any situation. Things like that. The last 2 questions are some I threw in there. Not many people usually answer those 2, but perhaps you might decide to answer them. So remember, when you write this film paper, and I'll remind you again next week, you do not want to give me a story summary. There's a slideshow called Writing About Film in the PowerPoints module. Go look at that. I don't want a review. What I want is that critical essay. So answer these questions. If you answer these questions instead of giving me a story summary, you should be giving me what you want. There's no research needed whatsoever. You don't need to go to the internet and research anything. Just watch the movie and answer the question as best you can. If I see any copy pasting out of Wikipedia or out of a critic's website or something like that, that's a plagiarism. So don't do that. So watch the movie. You see that the first draft of the essay will be due next Monday. So if you're watching this on Monday, then it's due 1 week from today. If you're watching on Tuesday, it's due 6 days from today. Whenever you're watching this video, remember that the 18th is your first draft due. Then I will go in and I will make comments on it, and then we will back it up, and then I'll give you the comments, and then you'll have until the 27th to get those final drafts in. So that's all we've got for the rest of the semester, except for the final exam, for those of you that have to take it, is this one last little paper. Not as hard as the research paper, not as intensive as the research paper. I mean, think about this. You get to watch a movie and get college credit for it. What's not to like about that? So that's it for this week. Get that movie watched. Try to get that first draft in by next Monday, And on that note, if you have any questions, email me or call me on my office hours. And I look forward to seeing what you have to say about Forrest Gump.